Australia is no different to anywhere else in the West. We are slowly but surely being destroyed. Now, I do not say that to discourage you, but instead to fire you up. We can win this fight, but we need to fight better and harder than we are at present, and we need to be more organised. The days of compromise are over, because it's always meant we had to give up our beliefs in exchange for the Liberals going slow, but still winning. That's not compromise, and we need to stop pretending that it is. To that end, I put forward the broad front strategy. There are 4 areas in which we need to organise and fight. 1. The streets. 2. Elections. 3. The institutions. And 4. Culture. Now let me look at each separately. The streets. The left likes to use the streets as its own private fight club. They believe that they are above the law and above morality, but we do not have to simply put up with it. We can march, we can protest, and we can fight back, but all of that needs to be organised. The left will target people on their own. They will target young and old people, and they will target women. All of these things have to be known and counted. Ironically, they will also use women to attack, knowing that they will get hurt and therefore gain sympathy. I've even seen them use babies as human shields. Remember at all times that they are dishonourable and that they do not deserve our respect. A good rule of thumb is to return the respect that you receive. If you receive none, then show none. But a word of caution. Remember the objective. The objective is that we want to win back the West. The aim is not to simply fight for fighting's sake. Elections. The West is democratic. Do not lose sight of that fact. To achieve our aims, we will need to fight elections and win them. There are 2 major problems here. 1, most parties on the right are not traditionalists, and 2, there are often too many parties. In each country and in each election, we need to find the candidates who are worth our vote. If we can't get 100% of what we want, can we get 75 or 50? If I was British, I would have voted for UKIP at the last election, not because they are what I want, but because they offered 60% of what I wanted. Keep moving right when voting. Secondly, instead of forming new parties, join ones that already exist and encourage those on the broad right to cooperate. When 10 parties are after the same vote, that votes get split. Instead, we need to cut down the number of candidates so at least one of them on the broad right stands a chance. This is also important. Too many political parties think that the campaign starts when an election is called. The candidate needs to be known and approachable well before the election is called. He should do letter drops and door knocks to let people know who he is and what he stands for. He also needs support from his supporters. The institutions. There are many who say that the institutions are lost to us and that we must fight on other battlefields. However, I would like to put a different face on it. Firstly, the institutions, the churches, media, academia, the bureaucracy, big business, they are hostile to us. But we must never forget that they play by rules. Rules can be manipulated. They have done that, and so can we. Secondly, not everyone in the institutions is hostile to us. There are fellow travellers, people who believe in fairness, and people who can be turned to our position. Thirdly, we need to use their rules against them. That will achieve 2 things. 1, it's hard to live by rules, and we can cut out those who are opposed to us. 2, when they try to manipulate the rules, we can use that against them as well. There are many people who get very angry when they find out just how dirty they can be. All institutions live by rules. They love rules. They worship rules. Using their own rules against them is cruel and fitting. Institutions lose power without rules. They cannot exist without them. So there is only so much that they can manipulate them. In the long run, we need to win them back. In the short term, we need to start putting pressure onto them. We need to let them know that it costs to oppose us, because at the moment they don't feel that way at all. Culture. It has been said that the culture wars have been won by the left. If that is so, why does the fighting rage on? The battle over culture has not been won by the left, but currently they are winning. We need to encourage and support those who engage on this battlefield. Books, art, opinions, traditions, public holidays, dating, raising children. There are so many ways that the culture war is fought. Don't give up. Fight to keep those things that we already have. Then fight to regain more of our culture. Support and join organisations that you agree with. Attend activities that you want to survive, and support people who are doing the same things. And here I have 3 final points: leadership, community, and using your strengths. Leaders are important. Be loyal to leaders, but remember they have to return that loyalty. We want leaders, not a cult of personality. If you cannot do things by yourself, find like-minded people and make time for both serious and fun activities. Don't make it all serious and don't make it all fun. Create communities, build communities, and use your strengths. Find out what you are good at and do that. Find out what others are good at and use them in that role. It's a simple thing, but too often you find people being put in situations that they are not suited for. Use strengths as much as possible. We are preached to from so many places that can be hard to draw a line and fight. We are so often betrayed by others who have given up the fight. But we know that unless we fight, we cannot win. And unlike the broad left, we know that in 100 years' time, there will be people just like us wondering why things are so much worse. The tide is turning, and we need to be part of that. If we are to win, we need to fight on as broad a front as we can.